8 seconds sounds short, right? Not when you're strapped to nearly a ton of pure muscle, trying to throw you into the dirt.
Oh, no!
This is for $20,000. The great Bodacious is turning.
Here we go. Here we are. Come on,
From broken bodies to lives cut short, these are the darkest moments that remind us what 8 seconds can really cost. Let's start with Valderon de Oliveira, crushed beneath a ton of fury in bone-breaking weight. Valderon de Oliveira was built differently, tough as nails, calm under pressure. At the Express Classic in Tulsa, he drew a bull named High Stakes, a fitting name for what came next. He gave a strong ride, heard the whistle, and then everything went wrong. High Stakes slipped, lost its footing, and came crashing down right on top of him. Nearly a ton of muscle slammed into his back, ribs crushed, the air knocked out of the arena. One moment he was there, the next buried beneath the bull's weight. The silence was immediate. Heavy. Toughness didn't matter here. Physics had won. Bullfighters pulled High Stakes away, revealing Valdiron lying still in the dirt. For a few long seconds, no one knew if he'd move again. Then, against all odds, he did. Hurt, shaken, but alive. Then came Ty Podzobon, a rising star, until the hit that cracked his skull. Ty Podzobon was a fighter, the kind of cowboy who refused to quit, no matter how rough the ride. In 2013, at the Bass Pro Shootout in Louisville, he drew Carolina Kicker, a bull known for power and attitude. The gate opened, and within seconds, Carolina Kicker threw him hard, a violent launch that left him limp before he even hit the ground. He landed head first, blood running from a deep scalp cut. The medics worked fast, and Ty walked away, battered but alive. The concussion healed, the wound closed, but something deeper stayed broken. He kept riding, through pain, through foggy thoughts, through pounding headaches. Over the years, the toll built up, a slow, unseen storm in his mind, and by 2017, that storm claimed him. Next up, João Ricardo Vieira, a rider brought to his knees when a bull nearly erased him. João Ricardo Vieira, one of the best to ever do it. But in 2019, during the Rapid City Championship round, even Vieira learned how cruel luck can be. He drew suspicious minds. A bull with attitude and precision. The ride started clean, just another buck off, nothing special.
Back the other way, and watch him go! You gotta be kidding me! Get up, get up, get up, get up!
But as Vieira hit the dirt, the bull spun back and stomped straight onto his back, then kicked him square in the head. His body rolled across the arena like it didn't even belong to him.
Over there with Joao.
Yeah, take a look right here. Got kicked in the head there. Got stepped on in the back.
Fans froze. The silence hit harder than any noise could. Bullfighters rushed in. He lived, but barely. The randomness of it all stuck with him. And from here, it only gets darker. The next rides prove bulls don't just buck you off. They finish what they start. Up next, Derek Kolbaba. His ride ended with a brutal roadkill moment. Championship round. Louisville, lights bright, crowd buzzing, Kolbaba ready to show the world what he could do. But when the gate cracked open, Cowtown Slinger came out mean and wild. Within seconds, that 1,800-pound beast turned the arena into chaos.
Come on, Derek in Kentucky, let's help him! Get around, kid, let's go!
Kolbaba didn't even have time to react before the bull's hooves found him. It wasn't just a wreck, it was a full-on hit from a freight train made of muscles.
He's walking out of here because he's tough.
Then came silence. Heavy. Absolute. Everyone knew something had gone terribly wrong. Bullfighters threw themselves into the dirt, trying to help, but the damage was already carved in stone. He survived. But that ride changed everything. His injuries were brutal, and his career would never be the same. Then there's Ben Jones, the cowboy who took a hit so sharp, it silenced the entire arena. At the 2015 PBR World Finals, Ben Jones looked ready to reclaim his place among the best. He drew Sheep Creek, a bull that didn't just buck, it attacked gravity itself. The gate opened, Jones gave it everything he had, but the bull had a plan of its own, one violent jerk, and Ben's body folded midair.
Here we go, here we are. Come on, Ben!
His head snapped back, his arms went loose, and before he even hit the ground, you could tell the lights had gone out. The arena froze. That kind of silence doesn't happen often. It's the sound of fear filling the air. Medics rushed in, bullfighters knelt beside him, thousands of people waited. For the smallest sign of life, minutes felt like hours. Then he finally moved, and the crowd finally exhaled. Then there's Neil Holmes. He hit the dirt, went still, and for a moment, bull riding thought it had lost its toughest rider. Neil Holmes climbed onto pure bull during round 4 of the 2015 PBR World Finals in Las Vegas. He'd been riding strong all week, confident, focused, locked in, but pure bull came out angry. Sharp turns, raw power, all muscle and menace. A split second later, Holmes hit the ground hard and didn't move, not a twitch. The crowd's roar cut off mid-scream. Bullfighters ran in, medics followed, and for a moment, the sport stopped cold. 15,000 people sat frozen while one man lay still in the dirt. Life hanging in the balance, every second stretched into eternity, until Holmes finally stirred, breaking the spell. Relief washed over the crowd, but the fear didn't fade easily. You think legends don't bleed? Remember Lane Frost, one hit, and bull riding claimed its brightest soul. Lane Frost was a world champion by 1987, loved, respected, a cowboy every fan admired. July 30th, 1989, Cheyenne Frontier Days. He drew Taking Care of Business, a bull as strong as its name. Lane rode him for the full 8 seconds, a perfect ride, an 85-point score.
Frost from Quanah, Texas. Got a really good ride going.
But as he dismounted, the bull turned back fast, caught him in the side, a single horn. The hit crushed his ribs, punctured his heart and lungs. Lane stood for a moment, then collapsed in the dirt as bullfighters rushed toward him.
Making those moves, he's hanging in there. All right, and there's the gun. And whoa, they got to get the bull out of there.
He died there, in the same arena that had cheered him minutes earlier. His death broke hearts. Next is Mason Lowe, chasing glory, until one stomp crushed his chest and left the fans in tears. Mason Lowe was the real deal, young, fearless, rising fast through the ranks. He always rode with power and heart.
Mason Lowe.
But at the National Western Stock Show in Denver, he faced a bull called Hard Times. The name couldn't have been more fitting. After a rough buck-off, the bull twisted, came down, and stomped directly onto Mason's chest.
Man, I like this. You know, here's the thing about Mason Lowe.
The impact was sickening. The crowd gasped, then silence. He was taken out of the arena alive, but his injuries were too severe. The news broke hours later. Mason was gone. His death sent shockwaves through the entire bull riding community. Then comes Brent Thurman, a fearless talent, until one brutal stomp turned triumph into tragedy. Brent Thurman was the kind of rider you couldn't take your eyes off. Days before his fall, he'd scored an 89. Showing the world he wasn't just talent, that he was the future. But when he climbed onto Red Wolf at the 1994 National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, fate had other plans. The bull exploded out of the chute, wild, unpredictable. Brent fought hard, but one misstep and he was thrown, landing wrong. Before help could reach him, Red Wolf came down, stomping on his head and neck with brutal force. He slipped into a coma and never woke up. His death hit the rodeo world like a thunderclap, and it changed bull riding forever. Finally, McKinnon Wimberly, his own rope turned his ride into a violent battle. McKinnon Wimberly was no rookie. He knew the risks, knew what it meant to climb on a bull like Charlie Bullware. That bull had an 84% buck-off rate, and it earned every bit of that number. The gate opened, and within seconds, McKinnon's ride turned into chaos.
Chance on Charlie Bullware, and this is a big bull, and Wimberly touches at 3-0, and he's got to get...
His hand got stuck in the rope, the one thing that's supposed to keep you safe. And suddenly, it became a weapon. The bull started spinning, twisting, slamming him around like a rag on a string. Every hit against the dirt echoed through the arena, thud after thud.
The rope.
You know, he doesn't have a hold of it. And the bullfight.
Now that
Bullfighters charged in, throwing themselves into danger, fighting to free him. But every second dragged. Every movement felt endless. When they finally tore his hand loose, Wimberly collapsed in the dirt, battered and barely conscious. The medics rushed in while the crowd stood frozen, unsure if he'd get back up. Minutes later, he did, shaken, limping, but alive. Every bull rider knows the deal. Pain's part of the price. 8 seconds of glory or 8 months of healing. Sometimes both. Which moment stuck in your gut? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.